Yeah, so this weekend your golden boy Caleb Williams had the worst game of his college career. Meanwhile, Wemby's looking very solid in preseason. You've been super heavy on Caleb Williams, but have been warning everybody about jumping on the Wemby boat. Are you sure that you jumped on the wrong generational talent? Or are you worried that you jumped on the wrong? Sorry.
No. So listen, if people were talking about Wemby the way I'm talking about Caleb, I'd be fine with it. I've said, now it's a little tough in the NFL because we break it down by position, not by like overall players in the league. But when I've said that Caleb is one of the 5 most valuable football players in the world right now moving forward, if you said, hey, Giannis, Jokic, who else would you rather have for the next decade than Wemby? I'd listen to that. That's not the conversation that's been had around Victor Wembanyama. The conversation has been that by year 3, this was what Woj said on the night of the draft lottery, by year 3, he will be head and shoulders, no pun intended, the best player in the league. The best offensive player and the best defensive player. Something only a handful of guys have ever been at any point in their careers. The best offensive and defensive player in the entire sport. That's the That's where what was said about Wemby was, if he does not end up as one of the 10 greatest basketball players ever, he's a disappointment. What I've said about Caleb is, I'd rather have him than Justin Herbert. These are not the same things. Now, what I will tell you is about both these guys. One is, I don't know what Wemby is going to look like in real games on offense in the beginning. But on defense, he absolutely is going to be an A defender immediately. And what we're seeing on the hesitation people have on even putting shots up in his vicinity is truly unbelievable. And so I'm excited to watch it. Listen, once the games count, somebody is going to try to just go through him. Somebody is going to see if, okay, how much does the wingspan matter if I push you under the basket? And I want to see how he reacts to it. But Wemby's preseason could not be going better. As far as Caleb goes, find me the college player that never has a single bad game. I mean, give me a break. The amount of, Nick, what do you think about Caleb Williams now? The exact same thing I thought about him before Notre Dame. Listen, guys, I'm sorry that because Caleb Williams has set the standard so incredibly high that seeing him play a bad game feels, it generates an allergic reaction. I'm sorry that going into the Notre Dame game, this guy had, let me get it exactly right, 85 touchdowns to 10 picks. We had seen him play 32 games. He had 10 picks. And then in the Notre Dame game, he was bad. He had 3 picks, and Notre Dame kicked his ass. People were like, what are you ready to say about him now? What am I ready to say about the guy who on the season has 29 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and is now, even with the Notre Dame game, just having the 3rd best season by a passer rating perspective in the history of college football? I think he's still pretty phenomenal.
Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show, and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.